champagne was spiked, son. Like all the champagne was spiked. Everybody was passed the fuck out. I don't drink. I don't drink. So I was playing that off like I don't drink. I smoke. Like I smoke and I had my own, but like everybody was passed out. Yo, Diddy had that man in the room. Look, yes, I put my ear to the door and I brought the phone because Diddy started going in
People having
overdrive.
sex in the pool, people laying on our wine bars naked, a couple having sex on a balcony in plain view. So you're looking.
What's up, King Son? Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, Daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you. Yeah.
Just be aware. Diddy's the host and Diddy is the leader.
We were like these little rabbits and they were like these wolves that would surround you, and you felt like you were fresh.
So now that Diddy is locked up and can't silence nobody no more, a whole bunch of insiders, staff, victims, and even the folks he used to pay to come through these parties are finally spilling the real horrors that were going down. And the details are way more disturbing than anything that came out in the indictment or the trial. Not only were they dragging people who didn't even want to be there into these freak-offs, some of his people had this nasty kink for human doo-doo. And the hotel staff had to spend hours cleaning all that up after it was over. And apparently one of the parties he also had to help them clean up was the infamous 2014 birthday party Diddy threw for Meek Mill. The same party that Diddy had to pay thousands of dollars in damages for. Now I know what you're thinking. Why are people bringing this back up when Diddy already in prison? Well, recently this hotel staff member who helped clean up after Diddy's wild nights gave an anonymous account of some of the things he saw and dealt with at these parties. He didn't name no names to stay out of trouble, but it didn't take long for everybody to connect it straight to Diddy, because it lined up with all those other stories from the case. Except this one had even more disturbing stuff they left out for some reason. According to him, while he was working there, this high-profile group of celebrities rented out a bunch of rooms, spent over $250,000 for just 2 nights just so they could freak off the whole time. He said the rooms had different themes like a mermaid room, a Wild West room, and a BDSM room with the safe words posted right outside. And if you thought they were only doing it in the rooms, think again, because they were also getting it on in the semi-public spots like the pools, the wine bars, and even the balconies. But the part that really had people shook was when he started talking about the cleanup. Again, a large group of around 60-ish music people. They wanted to purchase out the entire hotel, so they could just turn it into a giant. The cost about property was upwards of $250,000 for music, 2 nights at a time. That says you've got money to spend. They left a nightmare room. Music, blood, feces, veins. One of my bill boys came up music and was like, "I've got a black light, I'm curious." He turned it on and I remember we looked down and saw the stains. We looked at the sides and saw them on the wall at one point in the SM room. One couple we had to talk to while they were naked. They would purposely wait to start having sex until housekeeping wanted to clean the room. They wanted somebody to watch. The day after they had all departed, I got a call from housekeeping saying that one of the showers is busted. And I go take a look at it. And they had hacksawed off the actual shower piece, the shower head, and attached a 4 FT long anal probe hose to it with multiple settings on the other end. And that was as disgusting as you can imagine. Now, like I was saying, music, it didn't take long for folks to connect all this right back to Diddy and his nastiness, because a lot of those witness stories from the trial sound just like what this staff member described. If you'll remember, Diddy's old assistant from 2007 to 2009, David James, testified that he used to stock up Diddy's hotel rooms with clothes, toiletry bag, a medicine bag, food and drinks. And that medicine bag usually had 25 to 30 pill bottles in it, including ecstasy and Percoat. He had to make sure the rooms had like 40 different skincare products, a Louis Vuitton bag that always had $10,000 cash in it. David also said he personally got for Diddy, even filling Percoat prescriptions under his own name without asking music, and that Diddy was supposedly popping ecstasy pills, stamped with Obama's face. And Cassie backed this up when she testified that they were using 10 big bottles of baby oil for every freak-off. And one time, they even had a baby pool filled with it. She talked about this one time at Lattage, Beverly Hills, where Diddy wanted her to get in an inflatable pool filled with lube and oil. She said he liked her and whoever he paid to join in to have their bodies to be glistening with baby oil, and he would light candles plus those studio-type lights to make the rooms look all reddish honey. The freaks-offs would last hours or up to 4 days with a progression of Diddy and the male mutually touching themselves, then him having her perform oral action on the S and then music, finally to intercourse. He directed everything, chose and directed his staff on setting up lighting music, which started as candle light but progressed to multicolour LEDs. He would watch this all unfold and touch himself while giving orders, which frequently would lead to losing their music, know what, but it didn't stop there. Cassie said by the time they were done, the room would be left in a very bad state. She said there was oil, candle, music, wax all over the place, and a whole lot of bodily fluid left all over the place. I can only imagine the stank in that room. In fact, she confirmed this too, saying the smell was super pungent from candles, body odor and urine. This directly fits into the account of the hotel staff. Prosecutors actually showed hotel invoices showing thousands of dollars in damages tied to the freak-offs, with housekeeping photos attached to the bills showing messy suites, baby oil-soaked dovies, and soiled sheets. There was also a hotel manager's note that surfaced in evidence music, stating, "Diddy always spills candle wax on everything." But get this, the wildest testimony out of all this came from this staff member named Eddie Garcia, who was a security supervisor at the Intercontinental in LA, the same spot tied to that infamous 2016 hallway video of Cassie getting assault. Eddie testified that Diddy first offered $50,000 for the tape, but he ended up getting Diddy to pay $100,000, which got split between him and two other hotel workers just to make that footage disappear. Text messages even showed Diddy's then chief of staff, Christina Korom, scrambling around in 2016, trying to keep that video from ever coming out. Eddie said Christina was right there in the hotel lobby that night asking to see the footage, and then she put Diddy on the phone with him directly. He said Diddy sounded all nervous, talking fast and stuttering. Now, this is where things get even messier because some photos from one of Diddy's infamous all-white parties leaked, and it put a bunch of his associates on blast, including celebrities we all know. I mean, before this we had all heard the stories about the freak-offs, but this was the first time we actually saw any real pictures of it, music, and it looked just like they'd been describing. All your faves were there too, including Kim Kardashian, Paris Hilton, Chris Brown, Leonardo DiCaprio, the late Arthur Franklin, and our Christmas queen Mariah Carey. From the music, looks of those pics, it started out like a regular daytime party with everybody fully dressed, music, just kicking it and having a good time. But the nighttime photos from that same party really showed there were two completely different sides to Diddy's parties. If you didn't dip out early, you were probably ending up in a freak-off or faded out of your mind. And of course, I can't leave out that 2014 birthday party Diddy threw for Meek for his 27th birthday. Music at the time, this looked like a nice gesture from Diddy to Meek. But after everything we've come to learn about Diddy and Meek being exposed for allegedly being Diddy's #1 boy toy, the details of that party sound very different now. Music drove me crazy. What's up, King Son? Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, music daddy. You putting in that work, proud of you, I love you. Yeah. So all the tea on that party started spilling recently with these insider reports when the Daily Mail got their hands on footage from that night and put it out. Jason Haidt, the property manager for the Parisian Palace, handed over the video and revealed Diddy paid $25,000 to rent it. The footage shows exactly what was happening. Masked dancers and women in lingerie out there dancing real sensual. There's this one scene where a couple guys are eating sushi off a naked model as part of the various treats they had that evening. At one point, you see Diddy, Meek and French on stage talking to the cameras. But get this, that party had way more going on than just women and big-name rappers. Jason called the whole thing disgusting and said it was this crazy-filled scene full of all that wild behavior. He remembered seeing cocaine all over the place, saying it looked like powdered sugar everywhere. This man said over 900 people came through and he recalled Diddy showing up wasted. There were broken bottles of alcohol, used protection, red fluid on the beddings, powder, razor blades by the hundreds, lubricant on the dressers and marble floors. And how does he know this? Well, he claims he stayed in the guest house behind the palace and watched everything that happened. And remember that tape that came out a while back of a man believed to be Meek screaming while seemingly being stretched out by another man believed to be Diddy? Well, it's now being speculated that the tape was recorded during this party. Allegedly. Of course, as usual, people had a lot to say, like this person who said, Diddy broke-backed Meek Mill. Another person said, these rich, famous people think they can do anything. Disgusting. But now I want to know your thoughts. What do you think of all these insiders exposing all this now? And do you really think there is more to all this than we are being told? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. And don't forget to